As we do on most shows, we're going to start with an interview, and we got a special one today. We're here with Plainfield North junior Marcellus Moore, who just came off a brilliant outing at the Texas A&M High School Indoor Classic, where he won both the 60 and the 200-meter dash, setting U.S. number ones in both events. So, Marcellus, welcome to MileSplit Live.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. How excited were you about that performance this weekend in Texas?
I was very excited. I mean, it was kind of a shock to me that I put up those kind of numbers this early, so I was really excited.
You know, you ran well last year, but you improved significantly, this time, cutting off vital seconds in both races. What do you think went right for you in those two races?
I really just think just getting older, stronger, and I think my training has been going very well, so my block start was a lot better this year. I came out really explosive in the 200 and the 60, so I think that went really well.
Did those two races suggest anything about your season looking forward in terms of what you could do, in those races at other events?
Yeah, I feel like just those races alone, I still have a lot I can improve on. So just those races alone show that I have a lot to improve on, but I can also put up some better numbers this year.
And you definitely you go to Texas to get competition. You see a lot of the guys from Texas there, a couple from Florida obviously always go. You went 6.76 and 21.2. And when you did it against competition, were you surprised at all? Like, how did you feel after finishing those races?
I was kind of speechless after my 200 prelims after I ran 21.3 because I felt really smooth in the prelims. So running the times like that I was already running last year in the prelims, I was really excited about that. And then running it in the finals even faster, I was like, wow, I was shocked.
At this point, you're a junior. What do you consider your biggest strengths and then your biggest weakness right now that you're trying to improve on?
I feel like my biggest strength is my overall top end speed, and just like my middle of the race is really explosive. I think my biggest weakness is still probably my block start, and I still have a lot to work on with that. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably both saw it, but I mean, you weren't in the 60. You didn't get out very well, but you made up for it in that maybe halfway through the race, the top end speed came through. So that's kind of what came through there. All right, so you've had a great start. You got a bunch of races coming up, and we have a little bit of an audio problem, but what's expected of you moving forward at this point? What kind of events do you have moving forward?
Well, I'll be running at the Arkansas Invitational. I'll run at the Kentucky High School Invitational. I'm gonna run at NSAF Iceland in February 1st, and then I'll run at New Balance Nationals too.
I don't think a lot of people know about that. Can you tell briefly about the Iceland meet on behalf of NSAF, who kind of works with New Balance Nationals indoor and outdoor, kind of giving opportunities to athletes?
So yeah, they reached out to my high school coach, and they had invited me and 7 other juniors or 7 underclassmen to run in Iceland, and yeah. So yeah, it should be exciting.
First time out of the country too?
First time competing out of the country.
That's awesome. Let's get to some cool things about you. We've heard a lot that your nickname is Baby Holyfield. Where does that come from?
That's from the MileSplit Illinois guys. They said they gave me that nickname because every time I race is like a knockout punch, and then they said it's just like because when I was younger I've always been like this really kind of muscular physique without really lifting a lot. So yeah.
Do you like that nickname? Is that
something
kind of
you embrace? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you stuck with that?
Yeah, I just kind of stuck with it.
Okay, cool. If you were to race anybody in the country right now, athlete, pro, anyone, not celebrity, who would be your race of choice at this point?
I probably want to race Christian Coleman. I just want to see where I'd be at.
You think you can match up well with him?
I don't know. That's kind of why I want to race against him.
I know he ran the 40 about a year ago, and what was it, like 4.1?
1-2.
1-2. You run the 40. You play football. Do you think you could? What's your top end 40 speed? Do you think?
I've been 430 exactly, but I think this year I could probably go 425 maybe.
Okay, that's legit. That is legit.
Yeah.
What advice would you give any young sprinters out there who are looking to improve? Just like you, kind of trying to make their way up.
I would just say trust in God and just trust in the process, really, and just keep working hard and don't get discouraged by like bad meets because everybody has them. Just keep pushing through them.
What's been your favorite place to compete at? Statewide, facility-wise, and why?
New Balance indoor. That place is just a great atmosphere. It's always exciting.
Yeah, gets you amped up for your best races, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just one thing: you're a junior. You're going into kind of the recruiting period at this point. What's recruiting look like for you right now?
Recruiting's been going great. I've been talking to a lot of schools, and I mean, yeah, it's been going great. I've been talking to Texas, Oregon, Arizona State, Purdue, Michigan. So yeah, all over.
Awesome. What are your goals to finish this indoor season? I mean, do you have sort of like wins that you want to get? You're aiming for certain wins, or you aiming for certain times?
Both. I want to win New Balance indoor for the 200 and the 60. That's been a big goal of mine. And also, I want to run 20.9 in the 200. I set the goal of 6.75 for my 60, but I'm right there. So I might need to push that up a little bit more.
Well, you're certainly in the wheelhouse right now in both of those events. If you were to break 21, that would be spectacular. Few guys have done that in high school history. Marcellus, you're definitely making a name for yourself now, so congratulations on your outings and your future. Thanks for being on our show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care, man.
All right, you too.
All right, see ya.
Yeah.
Wonderful young sprinter with a lot of potential.
Definitely. I can't wait to see what he has in store this year. He said a lot of big name meets. That Iceland meet should be kind of interesting. Kentucky's always fast in my mind, one of the top meets. Should be great. And obviously New Balance is, best country in the country for the most part.
Yeah, and for him to come out down here and run at A&M again, when you look at one of these kind of meets for a season opener, there's a lot of pressure because it's not kind of a more low-key meet where there's not a lot of competition. You can work things out. I mean, this is some of the best down here. Athletes come from Illinois, Georgia, Bama, Florida. So you face some of the best talent in the country, as we see with the nation-leading performances every year. So I think they can come down again and kind of get that rust off while also performing to his ability and the way he was, I think is really impressive and speaks a lot to what he's ready to accomplish this year.
There's a few sprinters out there right now that are very elite level, right? And we rank these things as we do over the weeks, but it's Marcellus, Tyrese, Brian Herron, Mario Heslop. Where do you guys put Marcellus right now in the mix?
I think with an athlete like him, he's definitely up in that top three, especially when you look at consistency by season. I think some of, Heslop may be a little newer onto the national elite scene. He did race well last year. But I think when you look at a guy like Moore, of course, Brian Herron, in terms of all-time great performances, right now, a guy like that and Cooper are kind of those who are a little bit ahead of everybody else. But I think I like Marcellus Moore as that next guy with a lot of potential here, especially with the indoor season. Talking about a football guy with a lot of 40 speed, and you look at the 60. We saw what Anthony Schwartz did last year when he came out to nationals and raced and just blew everyone out of the water. I think that Marcellus Moore this season could be that guy who, when the eyes or people are kind of focused on what's Tyrese doing next, what's Brian doing next, I think what's actually going to happen is Marcellus Moore is going to come out in this indoor season, especially an event in the 60, and really surprise a lot of people.
I agree. Anthony Schwartz is a guy we looked at last year as kind of a long, a lean sprinter, just exuded sort of, a naturalness to him. He's compact. He's powerful. He's much like Christian Coleman, who he kind of said he would love to race at some point over his career. And I think that, just looking at him race, you come away thinking, wow, like the sky is the limit for this kid in terms of like what he can do with his block, getting out and really hitting that top speed. So, I was at Texas A&M and I saw him race, and it was just, a joy to watch this kid kind of, the promise in him. But obviously throughout the season, we'll see a lot more from Marcellus Moore. So stay tuned on MileSplit.com and MileSplit Illinois as we have coverage of him and all these great sprinters.